And it looks like we made it. Because now we're officially in. Now, I don't really know where they're going to be coming from. Apparently, I do. Apparently he's right there. So they must bed right up on this ridge, or let's see here. Take a look right over there. If you look closely, you can see a massive rack sticking up. Well, let's just say that's a muley, and this muley is absolutely huge. The cool part about this buck here is this is the exact same spot that we took down our giant the other day. We took him, in fact, out of that tripod right there, and I told you we were going to mark this spot, come back, and set up a tent. Well, that's what I decided to do. I came back to set up a tent, but lo and behold, off in the distance, we spotted this guy. What an unbelievable buck. And guess what? There's another absolute monster muley bedded right here. He's a wide 260, 270 rack. This one here is a 275, 280 rack. So what are the odds of us having two massive muley all within 350 yards apart? Well, anyways, now what we're gonna do is set up the tent right here and work our way into the tripod in order to get a shot on this guy. Whoa, we got a bobcat. That's not good. I said there's no way it's scared. It did scare the buck. Wow. That's crazy. 300 yards away and that buck spooked. Either way, the fact that we know where he's at now is pretty awesome. All right, we're gonna set up the tent here on the top of this sledge. Then we're gonna move our tripod to right where we can see that bobcat 250 yards. This would be kind of perfect here, but I'd like to be able to for surely know if that bobcat's still there or not, because that's where the muley's gonna come out. All right, so we'll have a tripod set up here, and then after we can shift over to this tripod here and cover a whole new area. This spot has some nice whitetail bucks too. There's a buck track there. And I think this is bobcat. Yep, a couple of bobcats. Even a coyote too. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, the whitetail and the muley bed right in there. It's not actually time for these muley to bed here yet. About an hour they should be there. All right, so there's a really cool spot here on the very northeast end of the map by Los Charcos, and basically it's right off of kind of this little curve here on the bottom of this mountain. It goes all the way down to this ridge here, and there's a bunch of muley and whitetail as well as bighorn sheep that congregate in this area, right? But it's super dense and very difficult to hunt here. So down on the bottom, there's a really nice canyon that goes all the way through here, and it's pretty open. So we're gonna be checking that out, and honestly, I think that's probably where we're gonna put our feeder. If we put a deer feeder there, it should be pretty epic. Now, along the way, if we come upon anything like this, we always need to make sure we take them down instantly, because if we don't, it's gonna totally mess up our entire hunt. And since we're gonna be hunting on the bottom of this canyon here, we definitely don't want to have any bobcats in the area. So this is actually a pretty decent one out here at about 350. The wobble is pretty real, so we're gonna go prone. And it'd be so cool if we had shooting sticks or bipods in the game, but since we don't, we have to kind of just hold our breath and hope that it's good enough. Oh my god, that should have been a heart shot, but he wasn't 300, he was further than 300. Oh, that'll help bring him down quick though. That right there will help bring him down quick. Wow. Good enough. I didn't really want to be blasting away too many times here, considering we're about to be in the prime location, but it is what it is. We needed more than one shot because that first shot dropped low. I was holding for the heart for 320, and I think that was about 350. Lesson learned. Oh, what do we got? Cutting across right there. What do we got? Something's cutting across. Oh, see? That's what I'm talking about. You see how dense it is right there? There's big bucks in there. And you can never really see them. They always stay tight in there. Next thing you know, they're just gone. But we know they're in there. We know for sure they're in there. Look at, we got tracks here, tracks all over there. Getting a call from a bighorn over there. There's a female. There he goes! Not big enough to go after. Not big enough. Still pretty cool. Good sighting, but not big enough to risk taking a shot and scare everything else in this area. Remember, we're just scouting right now. That doesn't mean that if we see something giant, we're not going to take the shot, though, I'll tell you that. Muley, 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 muley. 1, 2, 3, nothing big. Those are all tiny, tiny bucks. Wow. I never would have guessed that there'd be only small bucks in an area like this. Prime location. One thing we are going to do, though, is for surely get down there and make sure we get that zone. But here we go. This is the area I'm talking about. Right here. All these canyons connect and meet right in the middle. Right there. So essentially, you'd probably be maybe like 100 yards off this road. But that's a pretty awesome spot. I mean, technically, you could probably even have it right on the road. I don't see what difference it would make. Yeah, 10 of them. We only saw, what, 4? Yeah, there's 10 of them here. So who knows? There could have been a giant buck way off in the distance that took off before we even got close to there. And we never got a chance to see it. Oh, there's a buck track. Another buck track. And another buck track. There they go. There they go. 1, 2. Nice ram. Doe there. Another buck there. So I honestly think that there only was 3 small bucks in this whole herd. Which, that's a pretty rare occasion, because typically there's at least 1 or 2 good ones in there. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, in this case, maybe we need to take down one of these small bucks so we can get something decent back here. Maybe. Not with that angle. Way up there. Alright, first shot didn't count. But the second one definitely did. Woo! Going down. Going down 25%. And why not go for another one as well? That thing was smoked. Watch them. They both went down right there. Perfect. So we'll leave 1 in this herd, but we don't need to have any more than that. Oh, you know what's interesting? Right where they went down is actually another zone where the mule deer bed too. So I honestly never would even known that if I didn't just check right now. But yeah, this is what the view is going to be like from up here. And we're going to set our feeder right down there, about 300 yards away. This is one of those spots where for surely if we need to take one down with a bow, we're going to have to set up a tripod down there, because there's no way we're going to set up a tree stand down in one of those trees, because there are no trees that we can put it in. It's literally just scrub brush. And they went this way. But I know this buck is laying right here. I think this is the first one we got. Ooh, I was off on the score on that thing. 175. I said 130 max. Boy, it doesn't look like a 170 buck to me, but anyways. There was our first shot there at 313 yards. We connected. And we got a second opportunity there, and we helped bring him down even quicker. Spine shot. Oh, yeah. Look at that thing. Oh my God, a 275 plus muley buck, you guys. Holy Easily, that's a 300 plus buck all day. That is a 300 plus buck right there. My God. And guess what? We're going to have our tripod set up right down here, which, depending on what the attractive radius would be, he may come in. He may. But he's sitting there feeding right there. We never would have seen this buck. Never would have seen this buck. I mean, look at where it's tucked in there. So imagine how thick this stuff is here. You can't really see up in there. A lot of times there's deer feeding in here and you just never know. But it just so happened I looked up here and I saw this massive rack. Is there 2 bucks there? There are 2 bucks there. I mean, this thing just trumps the other one. Unbelievable buck. We got an incredible win too. Jesus. 276 minimum. Holy. Oh, look at this view. You know, that first buck is not a bad one. That first buck is freaking huge. Double fork G2s? Are you kidding me? Look at that thing. Uh-huh. Both these bucks are head mounts. This one, of course, is in a different class of its own, but they're both incredible muleys. There's a doe there, too. All right. Well, that just happened. Ooh. You know what's cool about this? We could potentially have 2 feeders here, because we're going to have our 1 feeder right down here, like I said, at 350 yards, right down on the bottom. There's the road right there. So either we'll have it more this way or more this way. Maybe just right here, because then we can go for a 250 yard shot. But then again, if we have a feeder set up over here, technically we might not even need another feeder. Because if we put a feeder here, this big buck right here might come over. Wait a second. Wait a second. That's a different herd of muley. In fact, I think that is the same herd of the one that we just shot. Remember we shot 2 of them? And there's another buck there. Yep, there's the other one. Whew. So I was going to go track down that other buck there, but at this point I don't really want to do that and risk spooking this thing. So right now our ultimate goal is to be able to find a spot here to set up a stand. And I think just maybe this tree right here will work. All right, so I think this is going to be a pretty prime location for our tent to go right here. And then the best part about this is it's going to be still overlooking this canyon down here, which is where our feeder is going to be. And the best part is our stand will be pretty close to this tent, so we don't really have to go very far to be able to take the shot. I think we'll just set up the tripod, potentially even like right there, overlooking this canyon. And then the mule deer, our giant, is of course right there. So if you look at the map, this is what we're dealing with here. I do have this mark on the spot right where I want to put the feeder. The mule deer are feeding right here. So we really don't even need a feeder for this spot at this point because it's already coming into this feed. But anyways, we'll put the feeder there. So that means essentially we might be able to watch both of them from one tripod. But I do want to put a tree stand up right here because we had a good spot where there was a tall tree. So in fact, I think that's what I want to do right now is put a stand there. Put a stand and a tripod up. If we could put a tripod here, that'd be absolutely epic. I don't know though. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that is what I'm talking about. And the best thing about this tripod is the beavers can't cut it down because it's metal. And that's where they're gonna be, right there. 400 yards or 300 yards. I haven't made up my mind yet. Most likely, we'll probably put it right here at 300, and that would be perfect. Then, if we look over here, we aren't quite going to be able to see the buck. Maybe, just maybe, if he was right there in that opening, we might be able to, but either way, we're going to now set up a tree stand over there. I was pretty sure Yeah, I think this is it. Oh, that's definitely it. Oh my god, what a prime location. And as you can see here, the marker's right in front of us. And the muley are right there. Alright, let's find that buck, shall we? Which, it's gotta be here somewhere. So even though you change the time, the mule deer will still be there, laying there somewhere. We already found the one. The second one, he was already down to 50%, so I can't imagine he would have made it too much further. Alright, oh, found him! There he is! There he is right there, let's go! Oh, heck yes. I honestly didn't think we were going to find this thing. It's a good thing we made a really good shot, because otherwise we probably wouldn't have. A 348 yard shot and it was a 150. So sometimes that's what happens. You take down a couple scrubbers and you find the absolute magnum. There's a good buck. A real good buck. A couple of small ones way over there. But yeah, that's kind of the perfect size to be able to take down on that one. Well, we're looking quite a ways out there though. That looks to be 450 yards, maybe further. I mean, I literally can't even see it without using the binoculars here. That one's even further. I'd like to go for that shot, but oh, it's so far out there. And why does this thing keep doing that double pull up? I feel like it keeps popping up twice sometimes. All right, well, in this case here, we're gonna take a prone shot. Same thing we did for that bobcat and I totally missed it. But anyways, we're gonna take a prone shot at 400 yards. Oh, I think we smoked him. Yep, we did. What a shot. Down 25%. Watch him. Watch where he piles up. Oh, right there. He's going down. Stop, 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 stop. Yes. See, the reason I wanted him to stop there is because if he goes any further, it gets tough to find him up in there. And next thing you know, you're out there jumping up a bunch of other bucks that we don't really want to do. Oh, there's another buck there. I'd like to take down one more of these, but I don't know if we can get... Yeah. We can for surely take down one more without messing up the pressure here too much. There's that buck. And 460 yards is coming up. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If we're going to do it with anything, this rifle here is definitely what we'd want. That's the buck. I should have taken him right there. I don't know why I didn't. He was even stopped. Or that. Or that. I couldn't do that again in a million years with this rifle. But somehow, we pulled off a perfect drop shot. And he's laying right next to that buck. Wow. It did it again. It did that double pull up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm not doing that. I swear to God. One click. That's it. One click. Okay, good. Whew. So, I don't know how, but honestly, somehow I forgot about one of the most epic locations that we have on this entire map. And I guess maybe it's because it's already set up. I got a tripod up here and there's a huge canyon that goes all the way down through 400, 500, 600 yards this way. And then it goes 600 yards this way too. But there's also a really good water source right here. So it's a natural funnel for them to cross. But it's also an incredible location to set up a feeder right down there. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to set up a feeder right down there. And from here, we could watch from this tripod here And also from one of these stands here, we could potentially be able to hunt for these mule deer here. There they go! Nah, it's just like 2 does, I think. I can't see anything. Ah! No way! Dude, somehow we never hit one tree going through there. That was kind of epic. And watch, we're not even gonna have to look for these deer, because I know once we get to the right opening, they'll be laying there. Which, I think this is it. Here's the opening. Alright, we found it. Oh, it's just a little. I was gonna say, there's no way we would have missed both of these deer. That's crazy. So we just came through right here, this opening. And it wasn't there. And then this is the opening right here. Which, wow. This would actually be a really good spot to put a feeder. There was a shot at 462 yards. Perfect spine shot. 160. Let's see where this is at. 480. This spot here might work too. But here's the big one. 217. Wow. So he didn't even break that 230 mark, which I figured he would have. 220 is all he needed to be gold. Still a very respectable buck at 413 yards. And that connected very nicely. All right, so as you guys saw, we got our tree stand set up in a pretty epic location. We got it set up right over here. And so we decided to come here early in the morning now. It's 3:30 in the morning. The mule deer travel through here and feed at around 4. So we had to get here before they do. We have to also get into our stand and do it undetectedly. And it looks like we made it. Because now we're officially in. Now, I don't really know where they're going to be coming from. Apparently, I do. Apparently he's right there. So they must bed right up on this ridge, or let's see here. If we spotted him there. He's almost got a bed somewhere. Either up on this ridge or back up in here. Because now we got him right next to this road. Which is fine, but the problem is that the wind is blowing right towards him. So that's not so fine. I didn't think of the wind when we came to this spot, but also the one thing about this game is you can't really rely on the wind because the wind is always the same every single time. No matter what, I can sit there, change the time 15 times to 5 o'clock in the morning. Every single morning, the wind's gonna be blowing south-southwest. So I really wish it was a little bit more irregular and it would change more consistently. Oh, there's the herd we're looking for. There's the herd we're looking for. And there is one of the shooters. Now, where are they heading to is the question. Because one thing we might have to do is come here a little bit later on, depending on if they're a little too spookish here or not. Well, granted, it's still a little bit early. Not a lot, but we got a good 15 minutes yet before they should typically come down here and feed. You guys, you're not gonna believe this, but we got another 270-inch plus muley out here. That's a different one. You gotta be kidding me. Holy, this spot is absolutely unbelievable. Like, seriously. Look at that. He came in from the bottom of this ridge down here. That's where they were bedded. He was bedded right here. And he's working his way in this way. Now the other buck, we spotted him right here. And so he must have been bedded somewhere over in here. That's 2 absolute giant mule deer. All, actually, that would be 3 depending on if this one comes back down over here. So we could potentially have 3 270 plus muley all within this one spot of 300 yards. Man, look at that rack though. Wow, that's a sweet looking buck. Whew. Super symmetrical. Really good tines. Alright, but this buck went over here. And I honestly don't know if either one of these bucks are going to come in. But either way, that's the key to scouting. It doesn't really matter if we get a shot off on them or not. Ooh, okay. I bet that's where he's bedding down, right there. Yep, there's the other giant. What a buck. Man, that was unbelievable. The amount of action we've already had here. And it's still super early in the morning. Alright, so what we had to do is actually come back here an hour later. And the first thing we had to do was move the tent back 50 yards. Then we came back here an hour later. Now it's 6 o'clock. They feed here until 7. So we only have an hour. But since we did that, now we have a perfect wind. And we got eyes on our giant buck. In fact, there he is right there. There's the other big one too. But here's the thing. We got to get him to come all the way across this opening here and somehow walk underneath us. Which is going to be extremely difficult. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it might not be possible. I called over there, so I'm hoping that they keep coming that direction there, but the key is you got to call just enough to keep them interested. And if you don't call enough, they'll turn around and walk the other direction. But if you call too much, they're going to go for the cliffs. Just like that. Look at, just like that. You got to be kidding me. I don't believe we're going to be able to get this buck. Which is fine. Honestly, it's not the end of the world. Because like I said, I'd really like to have an awesome setup here. Well, we already have an awesome setup. But I'd like to be able to set up the feeder here. So that we can have an awesome setup. Because if we could get them coming out to the middle right here, then we'd be able to even potentially set up a stand right there. Wherever, depending on, you know, which buck we really want to get and how bad we want to get them. But we already know we got two monsters. One right there. That's, of course, the mega of all bucks. But then there's another 270 that lives over here. So it's definitely a prime location. Just a matter of how much time and effort we want to put into getting this buck until the feeders come out. So I think on that note, we will just let this one be. Meanwhile, I figured we'd go check out our whitetail spot and, well, let's just say it's looking pretty promising. I mean, look at this. We already got a rare piebald whitetail doe there. Following with a couple of pretty decent bucks. This is where we took down that huge whitetail the other day, so you never know what's going to show up. And also, we got our big muley over there. Oh, there's a good ram. Wow, that's a good one. It's only a 3, but 148 minimum. That's a 155, 160. Oh, here he comes. Oh my God, here he comes. Big buck coming right towards us. No freaking way. That's another one, you guys. Another 270-inch muley. But this one is coming right past us. Is there another one in the back? It's a doe. There's a buck. Oh my God. All right, so he should cross right about here, which will put him at 50. And there he is, right? That's not even him. Are you kidding me? No freaking way. There is no way. Two absolute monster bucks walking right past us here. Less than 50 yards away. 45 right there. I would take him. We're gonna have to slow him down somehow. I don't know if it's gonna work. Nope. Not slowing down. We took a shot. as he was spinning. Well, the good news is we got him to stop. We definitely got him to stop. And it had potential. It had really good potential. Alright, well, we might not get him, and that's fine. He's out there at 70 now. 65. And now he's walking. Oh, we hit him! We hit him right in the neck. A little too far forward. And there goes the other one. Alright, let's pay attention to where this buck goes. I kind of wanted to shoot this one. I didn't really want to shoot that other giant, but... Alright, we took the shot here. Heading this way. 7 to 11. Maybe he's gonna feed somewhere over in here? I honestly don't know. But what I do know is we got a really good crossing spot here. A really, really good crossing spot. All I know is I am very extremely satisfied with our setups for mule deer and whitetail here. Extremely, extremely satisfied. Like, I never would have thought in a million years we would have such a good setup like this. And we don't even have the feeders yet. Dude, this is crazy. I literally just found our buck and he's running at 0%. But what's weird is I can't find one single speck of blood. But I can't see his track. I can't see blood. I can't see anything that resembles the fact that we shot at this big buck. And I honestly just thought we might have missed had I not looked over there and seen him running away at 0% health. Can somebody answer this question? Since when did a mule deer not go down from a bow shot no matter where you hit it? I need to take that shot. I need to take that shot now. Smoked him. But seriously though, when was that ever a thing? Ah, come on. We smoke one bobcat, a couple seconds later there's another one. Oh, this one I can't shoot from here because otherwise we'll wreck this zone. So I'll have to get back to a tripod area. Which, this could work. This could definitely, yeah, we don't want to take that thing out. That's a good spot, really good spot. Yeah, I kind of wish I wouldn't have taken a shot at that mule deer, but I wouldn't mind even if we did hit it in the neck, because we still would have gotten it. If we give it plenty enough time to go bed down, then we should be able to track it and it'll be laying right there. So I'm a little confused as to the fact that how in the heck did it not go down? And it's at 0% health. Ooh, bobcat zone. We really don't want that there. But not much we can do about that. Other than go for a shot and maybe we'll get a 9 legendary to come back. That could be kind of cool. We got him at 260 yards right there. And now he's done. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to find that mule deer and finish him off, or I guess try and come back another day and maybe he'll just be alive again. I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words on this one. Because in the past, if you go to change the time on your map, it used to be a thing where you could change the time back and then the animal will revive itself essentially. But now you can't do that anymore. Now you change the time, then not only do you lose the animal, you also lose the tracks. So the thing is, the animal's gonna be there somewhere because it obviously went down. But if you change the time, then the tracks are gone and you can't even find the thing. So it's much better to give him a little bit of time to go down, then track him and find him. No matter how long it takes for him to go down, you'll still find him at the end. As long as it's not like a diamond or something, who cares where you hit the thing, really? I mean, obviously, it does matter a little bit. You want to make the best shot possible, but you know what I mean. Sometimes things happen. All right, here's this bobcat. Double lunged him at 260. Man, is this thing incredibly accurate. Whew. This 257 is absolutely incredible. All right, so we're going to go pick up this bobcat now. Yeah, right there. But the thing is, I don't even know... Ooh, kind of smoked him at 300 on the walk. I don't even know where these mule deer are going to go to. So, in a sense, I kind of want to track them down and find their zone. Which, that might be what we end up doing. Oh, I forgot about the whitetail. I forgot about these whitetail. Alright, we're going to track down these muley here. And see where they lead us to. Yeah, I honestly don't know if it'd be better for us to take him down. Or just let him come back. Because obviously he's living in this area somewhere. It's not like we're not going to see him again eventually. You guys, look what I just found. Look what I just found. We found their bedding zone. I don't even know how that was possible. Like, the odds of it happening are extremely unlikely. But basically, we were right here. I saw that they're headed this direction, so I figured, well, let's just fast travel here and see if maybe we can find some whitetail. Well, sure enough, there's a zone right here from 11 until 14. Well, guys, we found yet again another giant buck. This is not the same one we just saw. I decided to come over a little bit further here, more east, and well, I was trying to see if there was whitetail here. This is the spot we already have located. We already did a video on this spot here, but anyways, just to show you, right here is where we just were, and we found what I think is the same herd. Obviously, it's the same herd because the other buck was in that herd. The one that we hit in the neck, he's bedding right here from 11 till 14. Then we fast traveled here to this tent, and now we got another 250, 260 plus muley bedded right here at about 360 yards out from this area. So that's pretty cool because you don't typically see a buck this big bedded, you know, within shooting range of this spot. Another doe there and a small buck there. I was hoping to find some whitetail out here, but that's honestly even better. All right, I figured we'd change it up a little bit here in hopes that we'd find a spot with a good buck, but times two. Not only did we do that, but we actually have two giant bucks out here. Got a 199 to 240 there, and a 187 to 228 there. Where the heck did this thing come from? I knew there was a decent buck in there, I thought, but I didn't think he'd be that big. My God, what an incredible turnout this has been. So we can for surely take down one of these two bucks, and we'll be fine at, that's 300. So yeah, let's actually go prone, so we can make a perfect shot with this rifle. And I think we're gonna try and take down the one in the water right there. All right, watch him. He's down. That's another giant buck, but guess what? He'll be there for another time. And next time, we're gonna have our feeder set up right over in here. Right on the top of that ledge. This spot is really good here because there's a road on the other side. You can see my tripod set up right there, and boy, do they like this spot. Muley come from all the way over there, whitetail come from all the way over there, and bighorn sheep are right behind this spot. All right, and here lays our beautiful 200-inch whitetail. Well, 220-inch whitetail, let's just say. That should be a 220 buck. 210.59, and we made a 323 yard double lung shot. Boy, we actually shot a little higher than what I was aiming for there. But the fact that we got double lung and spine, but it still didn't drop? Wow, it's a good thing we hit the spine. Because that thing would have ran a long ways. Yeah, I mean, in reality, like, that's a perfect shot. Perfect shot all day. And a heck of an awesome whitetail buck is down. So, in all, we had a pretty successful day. And we got a spot for 4 270 plus bucks, including 1 300 plus buck and 1 280 plus buck, maybe 290. And then we have 4 250 plus bucks. So all in all, about 6 bucks that are over 260 inches. Those are all within a couple hundred yards apart. That's wild. The one has a 300 plus and a 270 within 150 yards apart. That's going to be the one that I really want to go after, that 300 plus buck. But until next time, if you liked the video, make sure you give it a hype. I appreciate that a lot because it helps out with the algorithm and spreading the word to more people so I can make really cool videos more often. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.